promise to help each other, to celebrate the joys of life, and to console each other.
Hello. I am sorry, but I must interrupt this show. Later, you know what it is. Hey, ham solo. It's time, baby. Low. Let's turn out we do. Hey. They said we said we it. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said we go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we said we it. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said we go. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard. Man, I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a whip. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you in red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you red fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blizzard. Got you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch, I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today. Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make it bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said we go.
Yo, what's cracking, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Bullsitting with your boy Ham Solo 05 Gaming here with you, chilling, killing some time, I guess, hanging out. I do have an update before I start the show with everybody. I don't know why, but my camera is going nuts right now. Let's see. I probably got too much crap going on. I'm living on cozy time right now. I got too much shit just happening on my computer right now. But anyways, it'll get better here shortly. But yeah, I got a little update for Loke, which I actually spoke to him today, before the show started, or a few hours before the show actually. And he had updated me about how everything's going out there and whatnot. He definitely let me know that shit's pretty rough. It's not a good time for them right now, but he's definitely doing better. He's definitely doing better than he was, and he should be back by next Monday, we're hoping. So that's all he really wanted me to say. He didn't want me to say too much. I already showed you guys some of the shit that's kind of going on there if you were here with me yesterday. But anyways, let's go on ahead and start the show while I go on ahead and try to get my shit situated. I don't know what the fuck is going on with my camera and whatnot. But anyways, what's cracking, you guys? I'm going to go on ahead and go to the bottom of the list first. We got Cozy Beluga here with us. What's cracking, Cozy? How you doing today?
I am doing pretty well. I actually got here, in a fairly timely manner, and I had to finish my tutoring, and get work done, and I did that, and then I got here. I have, for the first time in a long time, done everything on my daily checklist. Every single thing.
Nice.
Wow. And did that consist of anything wild?
Not yet. Later on tonight, I am going to a ninjas versus pirates thing. I'm going to be a pirate. And I will get wild then. It'll be so wild.
Nice. So who's going to win, the ninjas or the pirates? I know you're going to say pirates, but I mean, really, who's
ninjas? I mean, ninjas can't win. What are they going to do? Pirates get guns.
Probably
kill them.
Pirates get
throwing
guns.
stars. Throwing stars.
Which do you think is faster?
Shadows.
Which do you think is faster?
Probably a throwing star if you're a ninja.
Okay, but ninjas
coming out of the shadows, you won't even see it coming. They'll just drop down on you from the mast of the ship or whatever.
No. How will they even get on the ship?
Oh, they're sneaky.
No.
Yeah, they are.
Ninjas, they're pretty
sneaky.
Ninjas
win. Ninjas don't win.
Truth snuck out. Truth snuck out.
All right. Well, that's how Cozy's doing, I guess. What's going on with you, Mental? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Finally, I think I've shook the last bit of that cough that I had that was kind of hanging around.
You
Still
were
crops up
diseased?
occasionally, but oh yeah, no, I was pretty sick there for a while. But yeah, doing all right, man. I'm replaying Callisto Protocol again. Uh, Played that a long time ago on PC, and I'm playing it on my PlayStation at the moment. Picked that one up cheap on disc. And yeah, just finished up Jedi Survivor for the first time, and that was fun.
Look at
Yeah,
you. What'd you think of it? Of Callisto
I
Protocol?
Callisto Protocol, I actually liked it. I know a lot of people didn't. It seems to be a like it or hate it kind of game. Uh, but I liked it. I enjoyed it the first time I played it on PC, and joined it again on my PlayStation. I'm just about done, I think. So it's good times.
Dope. All right. Cool. Been a little busy. So, Matt, what's going on with you, brother? What have you been up to?
Dude, all I can do is play Dragon Age. I actually had to stop myself from playing it because I don't want to be distracted during the show. But like,
Oh.
man, like that's really all I've been able to play. So a lot of Dragon Age, and that's honestly it. I don't think. I mean, I played a little bit of Death Stranding because I do game share with you. You got Death Stranding. I'm probably also gonna end up buying it too, just because I would like to own it on Xbox. But played a little bit of that. That game's amazing. Highly recommend it. But yeah, that's what I've been up to.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. Well, what's been going on with oh my goodness. I'm sitting here looking at my camera little thing. It's letting me know that my shit is not doing too hot right now. But anyways, we were kicking it here, and there's not a whole lot of news that I really wanted to cover that we haven't already talked about throughout the week here. So like I don't really want to waste time with that too much. But I definitely do want to talk a little bit about some of the stuff just so we can all get our thoughts off on it. So Mental, I'm gonna actually go to you first. You've seen that that us gamers have now got the ability to play Death Stranding in yet another console, that being on Xbox this time. I don't think the game's probably going to come on Switch because it's just too demanding. But but we're seeing this happen because apparently Kojima purchased his IP back
Oh,
that he gave to Sony, and it looks like that we might get more multi-platform releases from Kojima in the future. And that could also mean the game that was spoken for Xbox called OD could possibly be going over to PlayStation now. What is your kind of thoughts around the whole idea of, Kojima games, being brought everywhere? I will speak for Loke this week, but I want to hear what you have to say first.
Lo could just be like, "Woo!" Oh shoot, I stole your thunder there. But no, I think it's more people getting to play games is generally good. I think. I was surprised to see Death Stranding show up on Xbox. I don't recall there being any real like fanfare around that. It was just like, oh, geez, Death Stranding's on
No.
Xbox. Or did I just miss it? I don't know. But
It's
anyway,
shadow
um,
dropped.
yeah, like it
Yeah.
surprised me a bit. I mean, I'm guess when you consider the fact it was on PC Game Pass, clearly there's a relationship that Microsoft has with Kojima that maybe didn't exist, years and years ago. And they're doing the game for Xbox, like you mentioned. So I don't know. I wonder what this means for Death Stranding 2. I'm assuming there'll be some sort of timed exclusivity probably with PlayStation. Then, if that's the case, there's a pretty good chance we'll probably see it on Xbox as well. It's good though, I think, in the long run. And if they're struggling and this is going to help them not struggle with finances and they can build more games, That's a good thing.
No doubt. So yeah, shit, my fucking camera is cooked right now. But anyways, so Matt, thoughts on it? Kojima products maybe now hitting Xbox. I mean, I really feel like they're kind of going the Square, or he is going more like the Square Enix route, right? Where it's just kind of like games are showing up on PlayStation, and it's not exactly to say that like PlayStation is doing bad with the game exactly. Maybe, some people may say that. Maybe they look at it that way, but I'm not going to speak for them because I don't know particularly. But my idea is like they just see money left on the table. It's as simple as that. Money's
Yep.
left on the table, and it's just like, dude, like, why am I boxing myself into this room where I'm only able to get this money when I could just, get it from everybody like Capcom. Like Capcom learned last generation, whoops.
Yeah.
Let me go on ahead and like whether our product is great or not, let me make sure that it's everywhere so people can enjoy it and be able to play it.
Yeah, exactly. And especially for Kojima, because Kojima's Kojima, and his games generate a lot of hype with a decent amount of the community, honestly. And I probably one of the more polarizing developers, whether you like him or not, is people talk about his games and people buy his games and people play the hell out of them. So it makes sense in that regard. Uh, in terms of like more games going multiplayer, I mean, that would be great. I mean, it's it's kind of silly to me that like a game. I mean, we can go with either Death Stranding or the Xbox game. It's kind of silly to me that someone as big as Kojima would be making a game, and then it's like, well, that game's only available. Kind of like Metal Gear Solid 4. It's like, well, that game we made it, and it's only available on PS3 right now. It's like that should have been everywhere. I mean, it's a big game. People love it. That should have been everywhere. So if the plan is to go more multi-platform, that's really great. And Mental brought up the point of Death Stranding 2 on Xbox. I really hope so. If because I'll buy it on PlayStation. If they do the whole time exclusivity thing, I'll buy it on PlayStation. I don't mind. I mean, unless it launches on PC day and date, which I don't think it will. But if it does, I'll buy it wherever I need to buy it. But then when it comes to Xbox, I'm absolutely getting it on Xbox. So I mean, I would be excited. I would be ecstatic about that, honestly. And as far as OD, yeah, I mean, put it on PlayStation if that's what you really want to do. I would imagine. I guess there's probably contracts in place for both Death Stranding 2 and OD. But once those contracts are up, put it everywhere. Honestly, but yeah,
Yep.
that's my thoughts on it.
Cool.
I don't know what happened to him.
It says he's offline now.
No! Did he
Damn,
get abducted by aliens?
he could have. He
The way
possibly
his
could
camera was
have.
acting, maybe decided to reboot or something.
Yeah, he's probably rebooting. But it does say we're live, so that's good. At least that didn't
Yeah.
kill our stream.
There you go.
And he's back.
Yep.
There it is.
That seems like a little better too, I think, camera wise.
I
Yeah.
hope so.
There you go.
Looks
That's
smooth.
better.
I hope so. Yeah, I had to leave and get that taken care of because I was just like, I was just not feeling it. I was just not feeling it. I was just like, I see Matt's talking. I'm out. I'm out. That's the way it went down in my
I
head.
mean, I understand that sentiment.
No,
Yeah,
you don't.
I was like, bro, got the conversation right now. He looks like he's doing all right. He looks like he's doing all right. So, anyways, yeah. So you were talking about Kojima and the games coming over to Xbox. Now I haven't got to ask Cozy what she felt about the whole thing. I know you're not really that big into the game, so like I'm not expecting you to really care about this IP in particular.
I think it's good
but
though.
maybe you can talk about just like the whole like idea of this kind of stuff being. And here's where the way I'm gonna kind of line you up because like I said, I know you don't care about Death Stranding. You're not a Kojima guy or girl guy, whatever. You're not into Kojima like that, but I am curious as to like your whole thoughts hearing, at one point, people were saying developers don't really want to, port games over to Xbox. They don't care about doing that. And then as of lately, we're seeing more and more people that weren't traditionally putting their games over there are actually starting to do that now. Thoughts?
Um, it's. I think it's like something where you forget that some developers are people, so some of them can be fanboys. So the idea that some of them being like, "Oh, I don't want to do that," is going to be true. But at the same time, a lot of people, they love making games. They want as many people as possible to experience making games, and if they have the resources to make that happen, they're going to make that happen.
All right, fair enough. So I kind of want to move on from that because um, the original Death Stranding is cool, but it's like 5 years old at this point. Came out in 2019. It was a dope game then. It's a dope game now. I played some of it last night. I will have to say, those of you playing on Xbox, beware of quick resume.
Okay.
Because that game is very online oriented. So so with that being said, if you turn on your if you turn on your game and you run around and it says something like couldn't save of any sort or whatnot, or like couldn't save like world or something, please make sure that you restart your game immediately. Don't keep
Yeah.
playing and keep playing and keep playing like I did last night and
Yeah.
waste about an hour and a half and then go to reload your save and realize, oh, you're right back where you started actually
Oh yeah.
earlier that night.
Ouch.
So yeah, I figured that out, and I was happy that I figured it out when I did, because I was about to keep going, and then I hit reload save because I was just like, man, I'm tired of this error message. Let me just go reload my save and see what happens. And I seen what happened.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, not again. I turned off that game and had my best fucking match of Call of Duty I'd ever had. It was crazy. I was so angry. I was so angry
Get out on everyone.
because I wasted like an hour and a half to 2.5 hours of running around in Death Stranding, getting pissed that I couldn't jump over certain things. And then when I hit reload to save, I was just like, oh, I gotta do all that over again.
Yeah.
I hate that.
And so like I was like super mad, and I was like, there's no way I can turn around and just do that again right now. So I turned on Call of Duty and I got this shotgun that I've yet to use, and I realized that it's my new favorite gun. First game on fucking Nuketown, it was Domination, racked up like 63 kills and
Wow.
only had 17 deaths. I was livid. I was letting people fucking know.
Oh,
But
jeez.
that was the best game I ever had too on there too. So I thought that was ironic, and I was laughing. Matt was in the party. I was like, dude, I just had my best fucking game ever.
Yeah, you're having a
Awesome.
good time.
Yeah, because I was having a bad time. But but anyway, shout out to those of you in the chat. I see you guys finally rolling through. I finally got a little bit more stable. I don't think I'm gonna be able to play this gameplay. I don't know what's kind of going on with it. But fuck it. It is what it is. So what's cracking? I see you, Mike Johnson, Ray Chi, Cult Classic Cage. Good to see you. I did speak about Loke, and in case you didn't hear earlier, he's doing okay. He is tired, run down, and just wanting to relax after all the BS that's kind of been going on there. That's been having them kind of constantly kind of on the move. But he'll talk more about that in particular to what he wants to say. I don't want to tell him to say everything that he told me because I don't know if he's okay with that. So I'll just let him kind of tell his own story as it should probably be. But what's cracking, Taye? Good to see you. I seen you on your show this I believe it was yesterday or early in the day yesterday. It's good to see you having your own show Y'all were talking about the new, and this is a topic actually that we can just shift right the fuck over to right now. In fact, I'm gonna bring up an article and share it on my screen here momentarily, but I'm just gonna go on ahead and bring it up, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Whoever feels the need to jump in first, I think you're gonna be interested in this one, Cozy.
Uh-oh.
Please just go on ahead, speak your piece. Before I do, somebody did come through and say something. Mr. Ballistar,
Oh,
Baltasar and Gonga. Vic, AEC Vic says, "Hey, Cozy and Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, beer time." Gotcha. All right, so good to see you, Vic. That was a wild little piece, but I got to ask you, and I think a lot of you guys in the chat, including Cult Classic Cage, you guys are all going to be interested in this one. So, Mass Effect has a TV show or a series that's coming out, but here's the catch, and it's an interesting one. It is being made or written by the Fast and the Furious 9 creators. Whoever wants to go.
We're gonna put Vin Diesel in it.
I mean, that could help.
Put Vin Diesel in it and AI Paul Walker, and they're both gonna play Shepard.
But I mean, so the thing is, as long as you can get a solid table of writers, because say what you want about
Yeah.
Fast and Furious, they are fun. They are fun films. Yeah, they're not like, they're no Casablanca, but I'd rather watch Fast and Furious than Casablanca. My worry for it is if it's depending on what it is, it will be my interest in it. I might not even be interested in. I would hope for some sort of like series that follows something different than like just Commander Shepard, because I don't think there's any, like the First Contact Wars or something like that. That could be really interesting.
Okay.
I'm kind of worried it might not be Shepard.
Oh, okay.
I think that would be inherently less interesting for them to do Shepard, because
Could be.
all the
I don't
ways
know.
that you have to ask, like, what Shepard are we picking? Like,
Well, I think if it was up to the fan base, everybody would probably say FemShep.
no.
Probably though.
FinChat being liked is like a more modern thing.
Okay. But but this is a modern show, so.
But then they would have to, like, then it would be like, oh, it's too much of an RPG, I feel like, to make it and a lot of what makes it good is its RPG aspects.
Mm-hmm. It's fair.
All right. So let me just fix what I'm doing real quick. All right.
I mean, it's Amazon. Fallout was great.
They created their own Fallout, though.
What's that?
They created their own.
Yes, they did. And they could totally do that with this.
And that's what I'm saying. Create their own. But there's lots of stories to be told. I think one that actually, without messing too much up, would be the Contact Wars, when the humans first spread out into the galaxy. Or the solar, yeah.
That could be really interesting.
Yeah. I honestly think, like, even a young Anderson would make a good protagonist.
Captain Anderson? Oh, okay, yeah, I remember him.
I think of the Matrix.
Well, that world's big enough that there's so many stories.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So many stories. I don't think it would be as great a show if they just did the games.
Okay. So let me read a little bit of this article just to kind of give you guys some further context on this. And let me toss some comments up there as well. So So this is what Ty has to say, but let me go ahead and read this article before I read some of the comments. It says after the success of Fallout, Amazon will head back to the well for another TV show based on the video game franchise. According to Variety, a Mass Effect TV show is being developed at Amazon MGM Studios. Daniel Casey will write and executive produce the series. Casey is best known for penning F9 Fast Nine. I'm guessing the ninth installment of in Fast and the Furious franchise. Casey also wrote Kin and did uncredited writing rights on 10 Cloverfield Lane, which I haven't seen.
Oh, that was good. Oh, that
seen
was good. Writing credit on. Oh, if you haven't seen Cloverfield Lane, it's like it's an amazing movie.
What kind of movie is it?
It's I would say psychological thriller would probably be the closest way to describe it.
That's not what I was expecting to hear.
No, but I would say that's like probably the best way. It's like this lady who is like this survivalist dude saves her from like impending apocalypse that's happening outside.
Okay, it continues to say plot plot details from the Mass Effect TV show are being kept under wraps. Karim Zirik, I think, of Cedar Tree Productions will executive produce alongside Ari Arad and Michael Gamble. First released in 2007, Mass Effect is a sci-fi. Okay, we all know what Mass Effect is. Okay. So yeah, that is what is to come to expect from it, I guess. It just kind of says very similar to what Ty is saying in the chat just a moment ago. It says Amazon's recent track record with video game adaptations makes it a suitable place for a Mass Effect TV show. Fallout, a post-apocalyptic drama based on the video game franchise, premiered in April to rave reviews and garnered 16 Emmy nominations, including Outstanding Drama Series. The series surpassed 100 million views in October and will return for season 2. So I don't know. I feel like I personally feel like this is an uphill battle for Mass Effect, because I feel like getting into Fallout was kind of easy, whether you're into it or not, because the tone in it was kind of weird, fun, and serious all at the same time, compared to Mass Effect, where a lot of it's just serious.
Yeah.
I think it could work. That's why I say when they first expand out into space, and they're dealing with the friction with all the other aliens being like, chill, humans, and the chaos that created would be a lot more. That would be a lot more approachable than like just if it followed like Shepard. I think if it followed Shepard, that there were like just certain levels of stuff that you couldn't do.
I find it interesting that Raichi brought this up, but the first thing I think of when I think of Mass Effect TV show, I kind of think about Halo.
Oh no.
And like, I personally liked Halo, but I could see why a lot of people wouldn't. Right?
Yeah,
And
I
I
liked
just
it
feel
too.
like this show, I mean, like, and I don't even need to completely compare it to Halo, right? Let's compare it to non-video game TV shows that have a hard time, that are known really well, like a Battlestar Galactica type of series, or how many damn different Star Trek series have they tried? You know, like, I'm wondering, are you gonna really be able to outshine something like that?
Yeah.
And half the time, those don't even blow up to be as big as they expect. So, like, to anticipate this video game, which I don't know if they'll use Commander Shepard, right?
I
'Cause
think that would be better. I think that's the problem. So, introducing Commander Shepard, I think, would be the worst possible way to create a series.
that's what I'm kind of thinking too. Is
Like,
I don't know how you do
Ashes
that
is
because
saying the same
no
thing.
one
The
gets
First
to pick
Contact
what he's
War
doing.
would be a great way because it would introduce the world. Because before that, there was only Earth, and everyone knows what Earth is. It's not that much different in Mass Effect. It's crappy, but that's reality now too. And then a lot of the lore starts with the experience of the First Contact War, because even when you play the first Mass Effect, your humans are still kind of not the rookies of the alien social system.
So yeah, all in all, yeah, I agree with Cozy. Just like having Commander Shepard as like the main protagonist, I think that would be kind of weird. I actually think it'd be kind of cool if they did it like by like seasons, right? And then they have them where they kind of meet up, I guess, essentially at times and whatnot, and then the story carries over to somebody else.
Yeah, different stories for different seasons, kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of, and like work its way into everybody kind of being in the same season.
Oh, you know what would be a great also beyond the First Contact War? But I don't know how hard this would be to pull off because the voice acting thing. But the story could easily just be young Anderson.
That would be dope, actually. That would actually be mad dope, right? Because then we'd be able to see him work his way up the ranks, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go into all the battle, go into all the prior battles leading up to his promotion that leads him to that first war, that first big war. Right. So I totally see what you're saying. Let me kind of go through the chat a little bit and include them into the conversation. Let's see. This is going to be fun. So Ty says the writer is Casey, who wrote Fast Nine, which I already read about. However, the executive producer made Daredevil, Defenders, Luke Cage, The Punisher, and Jessica Jones. So that's some quality, right? That's some quality there. That depends on who you ask.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
That depends
Hey.
on who you ask. Now, I heard The Punisher was fantastic. I never got to see it. Same with Jessica Jones. I heard that was actually pretty good. I was like, love it or hate it, I was actually a really big fan of Luke Cage.
I was like, oh, Defenders. Aha, that's the one that I didn't like.
Daredevil, I also wasn't really into.
I thought it had a
Yeah,
weak
it was-
second season, but it had a great first one.
My thing is, I just don't really like Daredevil. So I tried to get into it, and I was just like, I hated you before I started watching the show, so it didn't help.
Oh, stove.
So like it is what it is. But Cult Classic Cage says can't wait to not watch it. Respectfully, LOL. All right. I'll leave it at that. And then Tae goes to say Amazon has a decent. Yeah, okay, I read that.
Yeah.
He said with an adaptation of Ring of Power probably being the worst. Okay. He also says prequel or current day Mass Effect story is fine enough. Either way, looking forward to it. I want prequel, especially after kind of what Cozy said with Anderson and everything like that. Like that would be pretty good way to like kind of warm us all up into that. It's
Yeah, I
very
think that would be cool.
to me, you have to be really good and special for you to start current day and then go backwards. Right?
Yeah.
Like very few shows were able to really like break that off. Breaking Bad does that like throughout the show in the very beginning of the episode. Sometimes they'll like show something from like the like
Yeah.
and Better Call Saul did that throughout the season as well.
That
I
bear
could
in the
see-
pool,
I
and
could
then they end the season with it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Uh, hell, what is it called? I thought the way that they did it in Fallout was genius. The way that they bounce from the to the the current. They actually went from the past to the current to the slight past, and and it like tried to get as close to the current as possible to kind of let you know everything that kind of happened leading up to where they are. So I mean, I thought that was pretty masterful, but I think you have to really know what you're doing to do something like that. And I don't know. I personally thought Fallout was kind of a rare breed. Not
Yeah,
just
that's
in video
insane.
game adaptations, but just in TV shows in general.
Yeah. That's like one of my favorite TV shows. Forget the adaptation part. That show is just great by itself.
Not to say that it doesn't have any knocks. I mean, I'm sure you can knock on it on some things for sure, but for the most part, with everything they were going up against, I feel like they succeeded in some. But moving forward, AEC Vic says Amazon got way too much money. That's a fact. Asha says, I mean, there's a novel by Drew Carson. I'm probably saying that wrong. About young Anderson and Saren. Amazon, let me hold 1 million and I'll make you a. Oh my goodness! All right, all right. What are we doing now, y'all? What are we doing? AEC Vic says MGM over Columbia Pictures. Right now, I agree with that. Right now, I agree with that. Ray Chi says they are working on new colors for the ending. What are we doing, Ray Chi? What do you
Wait,
mean by
what?
that?
Ah. Do you didn't the colors?
Come on, Cozy, do more.
The end. So what ending did you pick in when you played the original? What you call it? They each had a different color.
Different
The
color.
original Mass Effect?
Yeah, Mass Effect 3.
Oh, I didn't finish 3.
Okay.
I need to play. I need to. I beat 1 and 2.
Fair enough. Okay. So let's see. All right, so that's the show that's coming out. Pretty interesting. We'll have to see what's happening. Mixed reception. Fast and the Furious isn't the best thing to hear first.
It's entertaining.
Sure, it's
Sure.
entertaining. I mean, I won't say it's not, but when you hear Mass Effect and then you hear it's from the creators of Fast and the Furious, it scares you a little bit.
It
I'd
does.
have to agree with
At least
that.
for me, it does.
Yeah.
Just hearing those things put together without any context sounds scary. But anyways, let's go on ahead and move forward. So, oh, what else do I mean, there's not a whole lot that I gotta say, but the one thing that I do want to kind of bring up and talk a little bit about, since all of us here play on PC a little bit, if not a lot. StarCraft 1 and 2 has recently came into Game Pass for PC. And I gotta ask an old school brother like Mental 9R. Is that RTS up your alley, or is it something that you're just not really interested in anymore?
I've never really been much of an RTS guy.
You're wrong.
I'm wrong? Oh, I
Yeah.
was. You're right. You're right. I was an RTS guy. No, I've never really been much of an RTS guy. Sorry, Cozy. I haven't. I played a bit of I think it was Age of Empires 3 way back in the day. But that was about it. I never really got into it too much. I can't think of another RTS that I really played. So, if that tells you anything.
Fair enough. All right. Yeah, I'm not really that interested in it personally because I'm not an RTS guy either. But I did hear rumors about them making a different type of StarCraft game that does have me
Yeah.
kind of interested in the game or in the IP. Cozy, your
Uh,
thoughts on
I'm
RTS?
excited. I don't think it'll do the audience too many favors.
Do you like StarCraft though?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I had a Mac, and so that was like one of the games you could play.
There you go. I mean, say no more.
Yeah,
Forced to
right.
play it.
Had to play it out of necessity.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, congrats for StarCraft fans. I don't really care too much about this, to be honest. I do hope they come out with a different type of StarCraft
Yeah.
since that's what they were talking about a while ago. So that's really all I got to say about that topic. But I talked about this as well yesterday. Some of the new games that are supposed to be coming into Game Pass, but this isn't really the topic that I wanted to talk about. You see how they have, they got Metal Slug in there, they got Go Simulator, Go Mecha Ball, and what is it? The Rewinder, Turn Up Boy is back. Just for Cozy and Harold Halibut's there. But you see Flight Simulator there, right?
Yep.
Oh my god, yeah, that comes out this month.
I'm excited for Flight Simulator, but what I find interesting about this in particular is what game is missing, Matt?
Oh yeah, Stalker 2.
And when does it come out?
The 21st. No, 20th. Excuse me.
And what comes out the day before Soccer 2?
Is it Flight Sim?
It is. Flight Sim comes out the day before Stalker, but they did not put Stalker on this list. I want to hear from you first, Cozy. Why?
It just might be the situation they're in that the game isn't ready. I'm guessing the game isn't ready. Another delay, but they don't really want to talk about it being delayed yet.
Well, they just posted today that it went gold. Like it's done.
Oh,
Yeah,
then they probably are some surprise
Ooh.
announcement,
could be.
right? I don't know.
Not lacking.
I feel like there's still opportunity for it to be delayed.
I don't think it's because they were talking very confidently like there's no more delays, and that was earlier like in the past couple weeks. Like once they hit November, they were saying like there's no more delays.
Or maybe they're
Like,
just gonna drop Stalker 2 in.
Yeah, I think it's weird that it's not on that list right there. But I mean, we've seen the marketing and everything for it. GSC has talked about it themselves. I mean, unless something unheard of happened, it's going in Game Pass.
Okay,
Uh,
so before I go over to Mental or Matt, I'm just gonna throw this kind of out there and see where you guys kind of take it. Maybe you guys agree more with Cozy. Maybe you think something else. I don't know. But my in particular positive outlook for it, and as to why it's not on this list, but it's coming out the day after Flight Simulator, is because they don't want it to be in a list. They
oh,
don't
like
want
by
it,
itself?
like when they initially show off this game, I feel like they want to do it without other games being present and being like I don't feel like they wanted to slip Stalker next to Go Mecha Ball or the Rewinder,
That makes
right?
sense too.
Especially with seeing that they invested in somebody that's not theirs, gave them extra time to do stuff, told them, hey, do whatever you need to do. We got your back and whatnot. Help them out then with a documentary to let you know how much of a struggle they went through. I think then they looked at this list and said, I don't feel comfortable putting you right next to Go Mecha Ball. Flight Simulator is cool, but it's kind of niche. It's going to be a fun game, and I think it's going to be more popular than people think because of the more stuff that you can do in this one compared to its predecessors, which has me crazy excited about it, right? But it's just like Stalker 2 is kind of like Fallout, where it has its crowd of people that absolutely love it. Like they could probably have like they probably do have something like a Stalker Day or something, right? Where people that have been fans of the IP for a long time get together. I mean, the game has been known and around for a long time, and they haven't came out with a new Stalker forever.
It's been ages. And they've been advertising this one for what, 4 years? Like, wasn't it one of the first games they showed that was coming to Xbox way back when?
Yep.
I can see some merit in what you're saying, but I mean, who wouldn't want to share the stage with Goat Simulator? That seems weird. Just kidding, but then the flip side, I guess, of that is that maybe they don't have confidence in it. That's my pony brain. I was just thinking a bit of pony there, but there's always going to be that take as well. Oh, they just don't have confidence in it. Oh, they'd be showing it. But you're right. They've showed a lot of this game. They did a special about this game. Chances are they got something planned for it that they'll hit it up shortly.
Yeah.
I told Clowns yesterday because I had a podcast that I did yesterday with him on this channel. Me and him were talking about it. And I told him I'll be worried for the game if I don't hear anything by the time of this show next Friday.
Yeah.
If I don't hear anything about this game by the time of this show next Friday, seeing that it's supposed to come out the following Wednesday after that show, then I will be legit worried about it.
About like a delay or?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Like a delay or something like unforeseen happening to where the game couldn't release, even though you said it went gold or whatnot, right? Which means it's done.
Yeah.
And there shouldn't be any reason where it doesn't. That's why I said like that's why that time sounds kind of crazy to me, because it's like, all right, we're less than a week away, and if we haven't heard like, yo, get this, go get this, check this out, go download this, whatever, then it's kind of weird.
I mean, yeah, the Game Pass app still says coming soon, 11/20/24.
Interesting.
I think it'll be like I'm not too worried about it. I kind of think it's just one of those things. Like, I mean, both of you kind of brought up the point of like Hammy said they kind of want to give it their own thing, and then mentioned Goat Simulator, and it's no disrespect to Goat Simulator, but it's like I feel like maybe they don't want to just lump in Stalker 2 with Goat Simulator, and it's again no disrespect, but it's just like give them their moment, let it be this big thing. Because it is. Because Stalker's a very old franchise, and it's the first new Stalker in well over a decade at this point. Like, what, 14 years? Give it its attention that it deserves, and make a singular post for it.
Yeah.
Yo, adjust your mic just a little bit, Cozy.
What's wrong with it?
AEC Vic is probably having a little too much fun hearing you breathing. I could only imagine.
Stop it.
Only imagine. But but anyways, so let's see. Actually, I thought I'd just seen something about soccer. Maybe I'm tripping. Yeah. Here's the thing that Matt was just talking about, so I'll put it up on the screen.
Uh-oh.
Clobrill said Stalker 2 Harder Chernobyl has officially gone gold, coming exclusively to Xbox Series S and X and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate -PC on November 20th. We go over to the actual. Oh boy. I wonder if my internet's going to allow.
Oh, they released a trailer for it?
I guess so. Yeah, it says 55 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I don't know what is going on to why my shit is just acting so bad today. I just don't get it. Sounds about right though. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to play it today. I don't know what's going on with my PC today, but it is not having a good one. It is really not.
It's working hard.
It is. It's working way too hard, and it's kind of pissing me off a little bit. Oh, there we go.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh.
Oh, that's it.
November 20th.
Yep.
Let's
So
go.
Uh-oh.
they're like, we heard you talking,
Yeah.
and they just told me to shut the fuck up. So there you go.
Wow.
There's a lot of people who thought they might
In this
delay
video, we're going
it
to be taking
again.
a look at
Never
Stalker 2
mind.
Heart of Chernobyl.
I stand corrected.
There's a ton of people who thought it would be delayed again. Like even like super fans of Stalker. Just but yeah, I mean they seem to have put that to bed. Like they're pretty determined to have this out on the 20th.
Yeah, as long as it's ready, that's great. I mean, if it's gone gold,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
get it out there for sure. Actually, I
I can't
pre-ordered it on Steam. Wanted the Steam
Yeah.
version, but got a good deal through
I'm
CD
looking to
Keys
buy
way
that on
back
day
when.
one. Oh, nice.
Good old GG.deals found it for me when it was cheaper. I don't know what it's at now, price wise, but
I think I checked early or yesterday. I checked. It was like $42 right now for the base game off of GD.deals.
okay.
I'm definitely looking to grab a copy of that. Like I'll play it in Game Pass and that's cool and all, but like I definitely would like to have my own copy of that game.
Yeah. I can't remember when my Game Pass runs out. I should check that.
Oh, that's another thing. I got to renew my Game Pass. It runs out the end of this month.
That's pretty cool. My camera is just like done, I guess.
Damn, dude.
It just turned off. I just noticed. I looked over and I was like, wait a second, my camera's off. Yeah.
What?
Oh, my camera was on, but like the signal was off on the computer. So whatever. I guess I'm going no camera now for the rest of the show, which is probably better. But anyways, next up we have Astrobot has sold 1.5 million copies.
Congrats.
And
That's
I was going to go straight to you, Cozy, first, actually. So that's interesting that you came to speak first. What do you think about that?
That's amazing. Those are great numbers. And this is not me being sarcastic either. Those are great numbers.
I'm kind of in agreement.
I don't think people have been praising this game, but I don't think people largely will understand. This is not going to be a game that does a lot huge numbers. The audience isn't there on the system that it's on. And that's okay. But still, that many people, that's a lot of people that said this game is good and went
And
out
it
and got
is.
it.
And it is a good game. I honestly think it deserves more than that, to be honest. Because I mean, I didn't play completely through it, but what I played of it, and I am because the way I'm playing is I want to like beat everything in it.
Hmm.
So like I'm taking my time with it. It's not a very long game. I could have been had it beat and complete now, but like right now I'm trying to play some Veilguard, trying to get through that as far as I can get. The new Ghost or not Ghost, Death Stranding came out for Xbox, so I was trying to play a little
Hmm.
bit of that, but I'm not too enthusiastic to try to play that because I already beat it on PC on the non-director's cut edition, which is unfortunately like a totally different game from the director's cut because your save does not transfer. But anyways, what is it? But yeah, Astrobot, I had a blast playing it. I know Matt was playing it for a little while too because we game share over there, and I purchased it, and he had a pretty good time playing it. Um, Only thing I'd say about it is it's kind of the same thing over and over, but so is Mario.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just different ways of doing the same thing in every level, and
Hmm.
it's fun. My daughter absolutely loves it, and I enjoy playing it myself. If they came out with another Astrobot 2, I'd probably buy it. Probably day one. It's a good game. So yeah, I'm not too surprised to see that it's doing good. I'd expect it to do a little bit better, but hey, it's also not everybody's favorite genre of game. It's not like Call of Duty or I mean, I I would put this in like Stalker in like the same in like the same expectation of like numbers kind of thing. To be honest,
I think Stalker's gonna crush that.
it very well could.
I think it
It very
will.
well could, but like in expectation, if they came out and said in 2 months that Stalker sold 1.5 million, I wouldn't be mad at them.
Yeah, I mean whatever they sell, that's great. I just like Stalker's like I think Stalker probably people don't want to hear that, but I think Stalker has a lot more cachet as a franchise than Astrobot does.
I
I
think
think Astrobot's the more accessible game for sure, but
I think the audience is more where it needs to be for Stalker as opposed to
yes.
Astrobot. Because I mean, like, just looking at the sales numbers Ratchet and Clank did, this didn't seem like it would be a game that do those kind of numbers either.
Taye, are you being serious when you say Astro flop?
Aw.
It did not.
Because I don't think it flopped.
It didn't
I
flop.
don't think because especially consider like how long that game is. They don't need to continually be on top of it. They throw out an update to fix this and that every once in a blue moon. But like, the game came out the way it came out. If it never got an update, I wouldn't be tripping.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like on one hand, it doesn't sound that bad, 1.5 million. But if you think in the context of
How
50
many
million
PS5s are
consoles,
out there?
yeah, 50 million content or PS5s out there, it's like a 3% uptake. That's not really or attachment rate. That's not very good in general for an exclusive. I don't think. Uh, I don't know. I don't know what I think about it. I guess. I mean,
Uh,
like Cozy mentioned Ratchet and Clank, but at that time there was nowhere near the number of PS5s out, right? When it came out, I think what was it, 500,000 or whatever they sold initially. Those were the sales numbers, something like
Oh,
that.
later on, it's just not.
It
They've
never.
already been. Those kind of games have long been on like a downward spiral, especially as production costs increase.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
Lion
The
Giant says celebrating 15 months of membership, and he's celebrating 15 months of membership. Says shout out to you all. Hope Loke is good. Yeah, he's doing better
Yeah.
now. He's at home, kicking it, relaxing, taking the day off of anything like this. Um, yeah, he'll be back very soon, hopefully. Ty says, "Course it flopped. Watch the game get ported to the Switch and PC to make more money. Only reason Sony's okay with these sales because it has a high Metacritic."
yeah, I don't think
That
that's wrong.
is not exactly an insane comment.
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, I forget who I was talking to a while ago. I thought for sure it'd be coming to the PC anyway. Um, the comment from the other individual I can't think of right now was something along the lines, "Oh, but then you lose all the controls from the PlayStation controller. But if it's in Steam, the PS5 controller works fine, and they can have all the same effects. Like the haptics will work fine,
Yeah.
everything will work fine. It's just the idea that most PC gamers probably have Xbox controllers. Uh, it's a possibility, but it's not like you can't play the game with an Xbox controller. I'm sure they'll take that into account when they port it, that the individual may not have a PS5 controller, or odds are they won't. As for the Switch, they could probably bring it down far enough that it would run on the Switch. Maybe Switch 2 for sure. That would be
Oh
no
yeah, I don't
problem.
see why not on Switch. I just don't
Yeah.
think the game flopped. I don't like. I can't imagine they had like wild expectations for that
Nah.
game. Like 1.5 million sounds about right, really, honestly.
Nah, that's a good number. That's not a flop.
Yeah, that's for that kind of game. Let's be real. Like as much as people like online, I think that's another problem. We live in like this echo chamber online, and myself included. Not like pointing that at anybody, but like did what you go on Twitter around the time that game released, and everybody was like, "Buy Astrobot. This is exactly what we've been wanting." My buddy Twan, like he would say, a video game ass video game. It's a classic video game, and that's exactly what everybody wants. It's like, well, not really.
Well, it's like
That's not
20
what everyone
Nintendo
wants.
games in one game.
Yeah, it's like that's what like if Astrobot released on to Taya's point, if Astrobot released on Nintendo, it would that would be great. That
Nintendo
would
would
do
probably sue them.
yeah, probably. Honestly, knowing Nintendo, they might.
Yeah,
But
that's
sales
what we.
wise, people would probably love that on Nintendo. But like
How
on
much did
PlayStation, not really.
like that last like Sonic game sell?
Oh, I don't know. Generations or the new
The
one?
newer one.
I don't even know what the new one's called. Isn't it like Shadow? The one that just
Yeah.
came out? I don't even know what that's called. Sonic Shadow game. Just look that up. Sonic's X Shadow Oh, so Generations. I
Ah,
don't know.
1 million.
And that's a multi-platform thing.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's about right. I mean, I'm not sure. Yeah, I just don't know what people really expected with that. I feel like 1.5. Obviously, Sony would love if it was higher. I think that's common sense, but it's like,
Yeah.
did they expect it to be higher? Like, how much higher if you did,
I hope
really?
not.
Yeah,
Well,
I think I've
my
come
whole
around on it being not bad.
one thing I
Probably a
wanted to
decent
add
number.
to it was that like that game. I wouldn't say it failed or it flopped, but I would say that it kind of still goes in the bag of this isn't exactly what people were looking for right now.
I agree with that. It's not what people were looking for.
Because right now the whole question at Sony, especially for its multiplayer side, is just like, what are we making? What are we doing? Like, how are we gonna get something out of our first party and have it make a splash to where it's just everywhere, loud and proud? Like right now, to me, it's pretty lame. Like, I'm happy that they got a new console and people are happy about that. I've got no issue with people being happy with their purchase of something new, shiny, and is better than the predecessor, right? But what is just lame to me is seeing The Last of Us still.
It gets old, yeah.
Seeing Ratchet and Clank still. You know, seeing the things that we've all been seeing for literally years now. And it's just that, you know, the two things that they came out this year, first party, one being Astrobot, which I think is an amazing game. I won't say it flopped, but I also won't say a million is fucking God of War or anything like that, right?
No.
Or
I
even
agree.
or Spider-Man.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
like
not even close.
a 3% adoption rate. Again, for a game like this, maybe it's okay for a niche title.
I'm sure it is, but it's just not like I don't know.
It worries
It's
me.
But like I feel like this game would have shined really well if Concord did well, but it didn't.
and everybody was in a
So
better mood.
so now this game is like the thing for PlayStation for the year. So I can see why some people seeing 1.5 is just like, dude, that was y'all's only thing this year.
Yeah.
And if you're calling that pop off, then all right. I could see where some people are just not that. They're like, okay, that's cool, but it's not like you didn't do anything that like shut it down. Like you aren't stunting on anybody. Like it got a really good score, sold decent, but even if it did like get on the podium for game of the year, it it ain't making Sony feel the way that Microsoft feels selling Call of Duty. Like it doesn't.
Oh, yeah, it's not
The way
close to that.
Microsoft feels selling Call of Duty, the way Microsoft feels getting every month or every season new battle passes to people for Halo. Like they don't they're not getting that feeling. They're just getting a handshake and saying good job on making a good product. That's pretty much it. And that's not a bad thing, but it's just not like not front page news.
Yeah, I think I kind of agree when you said if Concord did well, this might have done better. I feel like this is the kind of game you release during a moment when you have a lot of momentum, like in terms of like your products. Like I think obviously they sell like their consoles. It's no question that their consoles just keep selling. It's just like if you would have released it, like if you would have had a big game, this in between two big games, well, I feel like probably could have propelled this a little bit more because the feeling of hype and I don't know, like everybody just went a bit excited about it versus like you go all summer without much, you get Concord's Concord, and that happens, and then you're like, don't worry, guys, we got Astrobot. Like Astrobot's here to save the day. It's like Astrobot's not the thing that saves the day. It's the thing that's there. That's like a supplementary thing to add on to what you already got.
100%. I mean, that's kind of where I lean for it. I just wish it was part of a momentous period, right?
Yes, that would have been
To
great.
where it's just like, oh, this feels like, these wings are amazing, but this is the ranch. Like this is even better. Thanks.
Hmm.
This is a nice little piece, or a nice little, some garlic mashed potatoes. You know what I'm saying? Like it's nice. It's always good to have extra. But the last thing we're gonna talk about today, because like I said, there's just not a whole lot that I really care to talk about or bring up, unless you guys have any topics, which you're more than free to bring up if you want. The last
Oh
thing I was going
yeah.
to talk about was Halo, being being more part of Horizon 5 Forza. So it says this week, festival playlist event labs puts you behind the wheel of a warthog racing through Zeta Halo,
That's pretty
showing
cool.
off the new props and prefabs available this month. Check out Forza Warthog Rally now.
Nice.
So I know Cozy really
Cool.
likes Forza a ton. And I don't think you mind Halo either.
No. I honestly, this is actually what I lament that they haven't done more of with Halo, because straight Halo, I'm not that interested in. But incorporating it and making it part of other things, bam. Halo racing, why not?
That's a nice little ending right there. All right. How about yourself, Mental? What do you think about just Forza 5 continuing to try to put up stuff to do and new things to try to get into?
I think it's great. I'm always a fan of any kind of extra content you can add to a game to increase its longevity. And Halo, I mean, why not? And I agree. Like, they should be doing more of this type of stuff. Like these
Yes,
crossovers. They have so many franchises now, right? Um, Halo and COD. I mean, you could integrate junk for the multiplayer. Like, it could be. I mean, possibilities are endless. So I think it's great. Do more of it. I might even
100%
play
agree.
Horizon a bit again, just for the hell of it.
And then lastly, how about yourself, Matt?
I'm totally in agreement with Mental. I think like we're talking about Horizon. Obviously, that's awesome, but there's no reason, absolutely no reason that Halo they shouldn't have a Halo crossover in any game that makes like any game that makes sense. Even a game that doesn't make sense, like Horizon, they haven't. I mean, like if your goal is to make Halo the great thing that it once was, you got to generate some hype every now and then, and that's a way to generate hype, get people talking about it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, this is awesome, and I also agree with Mental. Like that's some stuff you should be doing with Call of Duty, dude. If you want to generate hype for Halo, put something from Halo in Call of Duty. You know how many people
Yeah,
play Call of Duty? Oh my god!
exactly.
I mean, they got to do more stuff like this, and not just with Halo. Just like they have so many franchises, man. So many. I hope they do more things like this, though, for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Put
I
Marcus in COD too, like Gears of War crossover, like mix it
Hmm.
up. Bring some characters in. That'd be fun.
Dude, that'd
I
be perfect.
I didn't really want to talk about this too much, but I feel since it did technically launch this week, we should at
Uh-oh.
least speak about it just to kind of get our thoughts across, because I'm sure we all seen a little something about it,
Oh
and
no.
maybe you can just kind of give your thoughts about it. Whether you're excited or whether you're just like whatever. So, excuse me. I know I said the last thing was the last one, but here it is. The PS5 Pro came out recently, and there's been some positive and negative things about it. This probably being one of the most regular takes that I've seen from a lot of different people, which I have highlighted right here. It says the PS5 Pro's biggest problem is that the PS5 is already very good. And a lot of people feel that same sentiment. I know I do. in comparison to what they have to offer that's new. I felt kind of similar to what I heard Mental say. I believe it was last week or maybe it was a couple weeks ago. I don't remember. But at some time down the line, not right now, but sometime down the line when it's at a much more reasonable price, I wouldn't mind replacing my PlayStation 5 that I currently have with a Pro, but I just don't want to do it at MSRP.
Yeah, I can echo that. I mean, for me to dive into one, it's going to take some kind of limited edition, as usual. That's the only reason I got a PS5 in the first place was the Spider-Man limited edition, and for the Pro, it's going to take something like that as well. We still have apparently the 30th anniversary Pro coming to Canada. That hasn't happened yet. Apparently, there will be some. If I can get my hands on one of those bundles, I probably will buy it. But again, only because it's a limited edition. The early stuff I've seen on it, it does have the CPU bottleneck issues that I thought it would. The simple fact is, if you've got a game that's borderline in performance mode on the PS5 and it's in any way related to the CPU, in other words, they can't just lower the settings some more and hit 60 consistently, the Pro's probably not going to hit 60 either. And that's just the reality. There's just not enough of a CPU bump in it to make up for poor threading on the CPU cores. That's, Zen 2 is not a strong processor anymore. Had they done something like use Zen 3 cores in it, for instance, something that would have made a notable or potentially a notable improvement anyway, and got it somewhere closer to 4.1 gigahertz, it would be a little more tempting. But the way it sits, you're going to get some more graphical eye candy. You're going to get some better frame rates in games that already thread really well and run well on the PS5. It's a big ask for, what it is, an 85% price increase over the launch digital. And when that's, a $400 console jumping all the way up to $730 because you got to add that vertical stand that the original came with, you're 85%. That's a big jump in price for what most people probably won't notice in graphical improvements while they're playing a game and running around doing stuff.
Okay, so with that being said, I mean, do you consider like the bumps and stuff that you've seen to be like, because remember you said you wanted to get that limited edition one.
Yeah.
Does the performance upgrades meet what you were looking for when you were ideally trying to get that $1,000 version, or was it something where you were just going to buy it and not unpack it?
I'd probably unpack it. It's more about just the limited edition factor. Like I say, I like having limited edition hardware. It's why I have a Steam Deck, because there was the limited edition OLED that came out. It's why I have my PS5 in the first place. Like I said, it's why I have a Galaxy Edition Xbox sitting over there, because it's limited edition. It's not because I thought, hey, there's a great value. It's just, it wasn't a great value, to be perfectly honest. It was expensive. Especially for what you get. No hardware upgrade at all other than a 2 terabyte drive. Originally when I bought it, because they had announced at one point that it had Wi-Fi 6, I thought I was at least getting a Wi-Fi improvement, even though I play wired. It's not really a big deal. But to find out later after I got it that, oh crap, this is Wi-Fi 5. Even Microsoft's own AI told me it was Wi-Fi 6. Before I got it, I'm like, what Wi-Fi, it doesn't have it. And, oh, it's Wi-Fi 6. I'm like, yay, okay. Trying to justify it in my own brain, but I don't know. I've talked to some guys that have it, and in general, there's some games where they're just like, wow, it looks amazing, and it's so much better. And then other games where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, why did I buy this? So, and that's kind of what I expected. It's going to be mixed depending again on how well it's optimized for the processor. If the PS5 Standard plays great, locked 60 in performance mode, and visually it looks pretty good. Well, you're going to get that locked 60, but with better eye candy with a Pro. If the PS4 or PS5 standard is struggling at 40 frames per second in performance mode, you're only going to get to about 50, 55 with a Pro, if you're lucky. You're not going to get that lock 60. So I don't know. I like tech, and in this case, I probably would have bought one if the price. Sorry about my dog barking. I probably would have bought one if the price was more reasonable. But yeah, it's hard to justify it for what it is with that kind of a price hike on it.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people pretty happy with their purchase. Go on ahead with your bad self. If you enjoy it, enjoy it. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm not gonna knock anyone,
and I don't really give a damn. It's
Yeah.
just not exactly for me. And I've said this already. My reasons because I just don't play the one I got enough. So like if I don't play the one I got enough, what am I gonna do? Even if I were to use their buyback program that they got, like spend another $400 to lay it where my other one was and collect dust again. Like,
Yeah, I hear ya.
I'm more or less just looking forward to whatever new that they got, and if it works great on the console, dope. And if it comes to PC, then I'll enjoy it there at a higher frame rate and everything like that. But I'm definitely not here to criticize anybody for spending the money the way they want to. I don't give a damn. Matt, your kind of whole thoughts around the Pro, like this is probably, hopefully this is the last time that we talk about this outside of maybe GTA 6. When it comes out, I'm sure that'll be a conversation to have again. But as for where it stands and what you've seen about it and or heard, what are your kind of thoughts around it?
Jeez, man. It's one of those things that thing is definitely not for me because I'm kind of in the same position as you where I mean the next big thing I'm looking forward to from PlayStation is Death Stranding 2. And I don't know what happens after that. But like is it worth spending $700? Cuz that's what I would be doing. I'm not like I know you mentioned the buyback program, but I wouldn't be getting like I'm kind of in a mode where I'm done getting rid of consoles. I've been doing that forever, where like a new console comes out and I get rid of the old one. I kind of want to just have them. Whether I use them or not, might not use them. But like I kind of just want to have them. So it would be just a flat out $700 for me. And is playing Death Stranding 2 at a higher resolution worth $700 to me? No, not really. So it's not for me. People are gonna buy it. People, like you said, seem quite content with it, which is good. That people are enjoying it, but I can't justify getting that thing when I know I'm probably not gonna use it enough. Especially because I don't play multi-platform games on PlayStation. I'd either play it on Xbox or PC. So, given that, then there's definitely not a reason for me to buy it, like there was with the One X, because I played every multi-platform game on Xbox. So yeah, it's cool, but just not up my lane.
So, and I'm glad you brought up the console, like keeping the consoles. That's part of the reason I go for the limited edition ones because I do tend to keep my console. Of all my old consoles I have two that aren't limited edition. That's the Sega Genesis and the my PlayStation 3 Slim that I have isn't limited edition. But because I did get the Galaxy, I now have my old Series X, and GameStop here in Canada is at like they're giving away an extra $100 right now on trade-ins to go to a Pro. So that was the only thing that I was looking at going, well, that makes the price a little bit more palatable to upgrade because I have that extra Series X sitting here.
Yeah.
But even at that, like the deal runs out by the time the 30th edition or 30th anniversary one shows up. So I don't know. I don't know. And then, there's no details on which stores, like which GameStop stores, are even going to have them. I know that Best
Yeah.
Buy is going to have the 30th anniversary Slim. They show that on their website in Canada now. Due
Nice.
due to come out on the 21st, I think. So if I can't get a Pro, I'm going to try to get the Slim. I guess if that makes sense, just to have that limited edition console of the Slim. But I don't know. For me, it's if I could get my hands on the Pro bundle, I would do that.
Yeah, definitely.
And Cozy's not there to answer the question, so that's fine. I did run across this. We don't really need to talk about it. I just wanted to show it off. I did run across this just now, just kind of scrolling through Twitter, screwing around. Post Up put that in Kyiv right now, they are putting up a huge stalker banner
Let's
on top of a
go.
business.
Cool.
So, like if I click on it, it should be able to pop up. So you can see people like working on it up there.
Nice.
That's pretty sick.
That'd be a
But
fun
yeah,
job.
so that
Can't be afraid of heights doing that one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks fucking terrifying. I think I'm all set.
Can't be me.
Yeah. Can we roll down a poster or something? Like, oh,
Yeah, I'd have fallen off that building so quick. That'd have been tragic.
but I think it's kind of safe to say that like what I was anticipating is probably going to be what happens.
Oh yeah,
They didn't put it next to Flight Sim or Mecha Ball because they want to really show this thing out on its own.
yeah. I also think I think they know that game, or they have a good feeling that game's going to be very good,
Right.
and it's going to be something that probably warrants it being its own thing, like and kind of a category by itself.
No doubt. All right. Well, let's go on ahead and do outros now and get the hell up out of here. It is Friday evening, and we are trying to all kick back and watch some games, and maybe even watch some sports if you're into that type of stuff. But
Trying to watch
but
some basketball.
okay. So yeah. Going ahead and let everybody know where they can find you, Mr. Mental 9R.
Mental 9R on X, PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, just about everywhere you can play games, except on YouTube. I'm at Caffeine Entertainment. Thanks to anyone that's in the chat or watching this that's subscribed. Recently broke 100 on subscribers for it, so that's pretty cool for me. Quite happy with that, and it's a big increase just in the last 4 weeks, 50% increase in the subscribers, so that's cool. And yeah, getting up to around, I think 40 some odd videos on there. So thanks very much to everyone that has done that.
Very nice.
And of course, I'm here on Fridays.
Woohoo! Are you?
Well, sometimes. I missed a bit there for a while, but I try to get here when I can. That's for sure.
All right. And how about yourself, Matt? Like, what's been going on with you?
Yeah.
What do you got coming in the near future?
Yeah, man.
Yada.
So I mean, obviously, you can find me here Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern for this show, but you can also find me on my own YouTube channel, Matt Likes Games. Just put out a video today. In the future, I definitely want to do a review for Dragon Age. It's just kind of a matter of how long it takes me to beat that game. I've been kind of no-lifing it. So I'm trying to get through it at a pace where I'm not entirely rushing it and where I can actually enjoy it, but I'm also trying to get it done because I want to get it done before Stalker, and I also want to have a review out for the game. So that's probably the next big thing you could look forward to on my channel. Obviously, podcasts every week, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern, the L3R3 podcast, and myself, Hard Days Mike, and it's me, Twan. And then Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern is a two-player podcast with myself and him solo, and that's where you can find me.
All right, all right. How about yourself, Cozy? Going ahead and let them know where they can find you.
You can find me in the place where the Cozy Blues are right now, just here, um, every Friday, and then getting wasted with Wise after this.
Simple enough, simple enough. And then you guys can obviously find me here on this channel every Monday or for most Mondays, but every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for sure. This is what we do over here, talk about games, talk about random things that's going on kind of within the media and stuff like that, and just kind of try to have some fun. But thanks everybody for showing up. I appreciate everybody. I see you, Stanley Francois. Appreciate it. Saying great show, y'all. So I appreciate that. But shout out to everybody that came through. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you haven't already. Share this thing out. Subscribe if you're new. But we are out of here. We'll see you back on Monday, hopefully with Loke, to talk about everything plus gaming. Y'all have a wonderful rest of the evening, and we will see you next week. Peace out.
Later, taters.
See ya.